Hi guys, today we're going to make tortillas with cassava flour, so they will be gluten-free. And I will be putting 2 cups of fresh spinach, but I will chop it up and steam it. And the way I do that, I did it before, so I just chopped up 2 cups of, and I use this size measuring cup, 2 level cups of fresh spinach. I chopped it up and then I put it in the microwave with about a half a cup of water, and I covered it while it cooked for 1 minute on a medium level. And that's going to steam right now, and we're going to start with our dry ingredients. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a cup of cassava flour in. This time I'm not using the scale. So there's a cup of cassava flour. And then I'm going to put a combination of these flours. This is actually an oat bran hot cereal. You can also put in a 1/4 cup of fresh oats, and I grind my own, but I'm just doing it. There's a couple different ways you can do it. So this way I'm doing it. Today I'm doing it this way. So here's a 1/4 cup of the oat bran. Then we're going to put in a 1/4 cup of brown rice flour. And then we're going to put in about 1/8 of a cup of Garbanzo bean flour. You can leave this out, I'm just making a variety. And then we're going to put in this, you don't have to do, but if you want them to be a little more puffy, I'm putting in a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. That's optional. And then I'm going to put in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And let me whisk this up. Okay, also we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of potato starch. So 1, 2. This just makes them a little more gluten-y, like real flour tortillas. Okay, so we're going to blend this all up. And then we're going to get our bowl of spinach, or steamed spinach. We're also going to put in 2 tablespoons of your favorite oil. I'm using an olive oil. You can also even put in 3 if you want. And we do have to make these. We can't roll them out by hand. They're just too gummy. So we do have to use an electric tortilla press, and we're going to use that in a minute. So here's the recipe I put together. So it's a cup of cassava flour, a 1/4 cup of grounded rolled oats or oat bran, a 1/4 cup of brown rice flour. Then last minute I added a 1/8 of a cup of garbanzo beans, and then I did 2 tablespoons potato starch, a 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and I've got my 2 cups of chopped spinach and my olive oil. So I'm done with the recipe. Now I'm just going to mix everything up. Oh, you know what I decided also last minute? Put some lemon zest since it's spring. Let's get that lemon flavor going with spinach, and we only want to get the zest. We don't want to get the white part, that's bitter. The zest has a ton of flavor. If you've tried my banana lemon walnut recipe, it just has a zest of 1 lemon, and there's so much lemon flavor in that. So let me get a spoon and start stirring the olive oil and the spinach up. Now we're going to put this in. Just going to drop that in, and we're going to add additional water. Now it could be a cup, it could be a little less. We'll start off, or I meant a little more. So we'll start off with a cup. We're going to start stirring this very slowly. I did already heat this up. Move it over here. Get rid of that. So, it took a while for me to master this recipe, but my children at the time were eating gluten-free foods, so I wanted to make something yummy for them. And what we're going to do after these are cooked, we're going to make a chicken with all sorts of stuff in it, vegetables, grated carrots, hummus, and we're going to make a wrap. Okay, so that's mixed very well. We can add just a little more water. So basically between the chopped spinach and the water I put in for the chopped spinach and the water I put in this is 1.5 cups. So now we're going to open this up. It should be heated. Hope you can see it. And I have, this is a 1/4 cup measurer. We're going to measure that out and see how liquidy it is. That's really what you want, because if it's any drier, it cracks. And then I've got a piece of wax paper or parchment paper to put the first one on a wire rack. I'm just going to check it. I haven't made these for a while. Okay, I think I can smash a little more. Okay, and then I can flip it. It does kind of make a funny sound. And if they break apart or crack, the secret is to put more water. So I'll get a little more just to have on hand in case they start cracking. And then we'll make another one. This time I'm going to press it down a little harder. When you hear that sound, stop pressing. I think I'm going to add a tad more of water. Let's check on it. They cook pretty quick. Oh, that's nice. It's much better that I pressed it down a little harder. So we'll wait for that to come out and we'll put it on top of this one. And sometimes you do have to put wax paper in between because they stick. We'll see if this one sticks to that one. I'll just put a piece of wax paper anyway, because I don't want them sticking. They stick really easily. Okay, so that one's done. It's also a good idea if we put a wet towel or damp towel over each one after they're done. So let's open it up and we'll do another one. Get that going, press it down, give it a minute. Let's see if these are sticking. Not too bad, because this wet, damp towel really helps. Okay, let's make another one. Open up the tortilla press, put a 1/4 cup of very wet batter in. Close the lid, press this down once, and then we wait a minute. Let's see how this one's doing. Perfect. So we'll take it out and put it underneath this damp towel, cover it, and we'll put in a 1/4 cup of the very wet batter in the center. Close this, press it down once, and leave it there for a minute to cook. Okay, it's been about 1 minute to 90 seconds. This one's done. I pressed it down a little harder so it's a little larger. And now's a good chance to show you what happens to them if you don't put wax paper in between them. Now this one had a wax paper, it's coming off. See how they stick together? I mean, you can still get them apart, but it just takes a little patience. Okay, so I'll get a piece of wax paper and put that one on. And I'll put this at the end. I think we can make 1 or 2 more, then that's it, guys. So the next thing we're gonna make is a hummus spread to put underneath all the vegetables and the chicken. And I'll see you in a bit.